Oh yeah, we're live. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's announce it. There it is. We're live. We're live. So live. Listening to acid jazz. That's cool. Whoop, whoop. What was that? There we go. Awesome. All right. Let me get everything set up here again so I can see. Can't see. Don't mind me, it's cold. No drop frames. Cool, all right. Well, we're a little bit early today, but that's gonna have to be okay. I haven't updated this in a month. Okay, it's time to update this. I guess I could do it now. Can I? Maybe? It's gonna be scary to look at that number though, isn't it? I don't like scary things. I just watched Stranger Things. It's enough scary stuff for me today. I just realized that music's probably loud. Oh, maybe it's okay. Oh yeah, that's terrifying. That's okay. 209, 602. Still good. That one anyway. Somehow this one went. Oh, that's a different one. All right, it is down slightly. That's okay. Not much actually. And this is 19,200. I checked it earlier. I could do year over year here real soon. That'll be cool. We're just gonna pretend this one doesn't exist. This one's way low. Yeah, we'll put it in. Oh, that would hurt. It's still up year over year, but crushing January to current with things just down. But it's officially updated, so we've got that at least. Good enough. All right, welcome. Hey. My jewelry man, what's going on? Hey, James Draper, first one today for me too. Welcome. You know, Showcase, I need a ring on each finger and thumb, I think. If I'm gonna really look the part when I do this, 10 rings. Oh my God, can you hear my children cackling behind me? Maybe? I'd apologize, but at least they're having fun. 30K. Okay, okay, they don't have to be gold. They could be... What's way cheaper than gold? Tell me something you can make a ring out of. Just stainless steel. Actually, that's probably real hard. Have I seen the gold price? Yes, I have. That's why I'm asking for alternatives. Jeff Iser. Hey, a yield daddy. Nice. Nice. Welcome. Bronze is basically free. Is that because we steal it from like the Mayans or something? Where do you even get bronze? What is bronze made of? I mean, I know it's a metal, but like, does it come from bronze mines? The Romans. That's right. I think I'm actually gonna mention this on After Hour real quick. So we're early, so bear with me. I'll keep yapping. Live on YouTube for what's like a catchy title for a review tube? That's not funny. But for a week in review, come join. That's it. I guess that's it. That's the whole post. Come join and listen to me review the week while drinking high noons and listening to good tunes. Haha, we got a rhyme. Okay, good. Got questions? Huh? Great time to ask them. YouTube.com. What is this channel? / Why does it like force you to at Theta Daddies, right? Theta Daddies. I can't spell. It's too much pressure. I still can't spell. Where's my I wish I had this on paste. There's a channel? Oh, there it is. Alright, cool. Alright, that's it. That's the last distraction for today, I promise. Soapy Fresh made it. And Saul, good to see you. You've never seen a dad try to come up with a dad joke in real time? Oh, it's constant. It just happens. You didn't know that? Oh, well, you're in the right place because they come constantly when I'm here. That's what she said. So we'll get to that. Those are not dad jokes, by the way. You cannot say that's what she said jokes in front of children. Generally, I mean, sometimes you can if you're like that's what she said to your wife, but otherwise, yeah, you shouldn't do it. It's like a general no-no. Okay, so welcome. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. What do you do in Italy for Thanksgiving? Did you eat ostrich? It's the only other bird I can remember having there. I'm not even sure what other birds they eat. Why did the monster not want to eat the ghost? I don't know, Sophie. He tasted like sheet. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, oh, you must be a dad. Nothing? Oh, that's not cool. You could have came up with like literally any other answer that would have. You ate pizza. So when I was in Italy, I was expecting like really good Italian pizza. This was in Brescia, and it was good. Don't get me wrong, but it had it was like thick. It was way thicker than I expected. We got like it must have been like a 40-inch wide pie. Okay, maybe it wasn't that big, but in my memory, that's how I envisioned this massive pie. And every slice had no, they did quarters. So every 2 or 4 slices, however they cut it, because depending on how big it was, they had like cocktail shrimp on pizza. I didn't know you could do it. It was great. Scallops. Never had scallops on pizza. And then I don't remember anything else because I only ate the seafood pieces. They did not have Hawaiian. I can tell you that much. That's for sure. But it was good. I remember it like being surprisingly good. I'm not sure I'll ever go back to Brescia, but that was it was a fun time, and the food was amazing. I also remember the beer that I had it came in a wine bottle, and they just called it beer. They only had one type. It was good beer though. It was very smooth. I don't think it wasn't like cask drawn or anything. Rocket scientist was so offended when I mentioned Hawaiian pizza. Oh, are you trying? He wasn't over the moon with the idea. There you go. That was a live dad joke for you. Doesn't get much better than that. Just saying. That was like top tier. E-Rex. Okay. Did you watch it? I need to know. Did you really watch Meaning of Life? Good movie. It was a good movie. I know it's traumatic as a child, but 15 years later, I'm sure it was good. Alec made it too. A jumper. Oh, this? Dude, it's cold and we've had a rough month, okay? So like the heat's way down. We're not 70 right now. It's like 62 in the house. We gotta conserve. It's on pause. Well, how far did you get? Did you get to the GIF? The GIF? I don't know. That's sacrilegious either way I say it to somebody. Good movie. I have it on DVD in my closet. I don't know why it's in the closet. It's 35 here. Yeah, dude, it's 20 here. It was. I just made my son take out the dog. He's not happy. I was supposed to take her out. But anyway, welcome. We'll get started in 2 minutes because that's when we normally start, 8 o'clock. Even though apparently it's like, I don't know, 4 a.m. in Italy. We have an Italian watching. I was right to be traumatized as a child. This horrifying, accurate portrayal of existence. It is. But that's why it's so good. And the end, it's like all Monty Python ends. It's so bad. So good. I mean, so good. 2. Yeah, but like, you've been off schedule for the 2 months that you've been there, haven't you? Like, are you still on just East Coast time zone this whole time? Refusing to change to your surroundings? I like it. DT made it too. Awesome, DT. Are you partaking tonight? Are you enjoying yourself? Maybe not with the alcohol, but with other things. Try not to give it away. Do you wake up early or not go to bed? I think Showcase just naps all day long. Yeah. I imagine like a massive siesta for 4 hours in the middle of the day every day. Did not go to bed. Like you didn't even nap? That's impressive. I napped yesterday, pre-turkey nap. I usually pass out after turkey, but I decided that yesterday was going to be at 10 a.m. And then 10 minutes later I was up because I had already had coffee, and that doesn't work well. All right. Well, guess what? It's 8 p.m. Sorry, I'm so thinking about the 2 a.m. It's 8 p.m. and we can get started with the Week in Review. Can you guys hear the acid jazz in the back? Can you tell me if it's actually too loud this time? Yes, of course I took a nap, dude. You work, you can't be napping midday. What? Says who? That sounds like communism. I imagine communists don't nap during the day. Actually, no. In fact, I think communists specifically do nap during the day while at work. Volume's good? Okay, cool. I don't know. I picked a random acid jazz first video that came up, which means it's probably pretty decent based on the algorithm and search. So hopefully it's good. And I'm in a jazz mood today. I don't know why. All right. So I actually updated things. Oh, this is all wrong. This is like 5,000. I have 0 cash. But I did update NLV. And the good news, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is all the small accounts are fine. The bad news is the big account is hurting a little bit. But I'm honestly not too concerned. It's been, the big account basically has 100K of Bull, 100K of CoreWeave, if not more, and 100K of NBiz. No. Yeah. 100 more than that actually. 125,000 NBiz. So like, it actually is not nearly as bad as it seems. I also have 50K of hymns in there, which is now 40K by the way. And then we got some GME in there. We've got a lot of 2Xs. So we got the CoreWeave X 2X. So that's in pain. And then we've got some leaps that are actually making some progress. Hey! YTP. Most fun name to say, sort of. Drugs are the only thing that can make this music listenable, obviously. That's what we do here. I mean, we talk about stocks. I don't know where that came from. So yeah, anyway, the big port is down a lot of bit. It's a lot of bit from all-time highs. Honestly, it's not that bad from where we started. And overall, we're actually still up despite that massive swing that we had. Now, we were not up. In fact, this dipped below a mil a week ago. And this week we recovered like 150,000. So great progress. And that's why one of the many reasons I feel, for one, good enough to retype this all in. And two, I guess I can update this too today. And two, I think there's a real good argument that we'll be heading back in the right direction here in the not too distant future. What face? What are you talking about? Why am I in the middle of the screen, by the way? Oh, I made a video the other day. I'm sorry. Nobody told me I was Godzilla-sized. That's obnoxious. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Well, maybe it's probably better if I just take myself off entirely. But that's not as fun. Last Friday, you dipped below. This week, you're back, baby. Hell yeah. Me too. Me too. And everybody else, except for Showcase, who has a bajillion dollars of core leaf. Did you get more NBIS? I know you were talking about it. I see it get bigger. But I could just full screen it. I mean, like, let's not do that. That's traumatic. And E-Rex is not over her last trauma, so that'd be rough. That'd be rough. Okay, so I will say there's not a whole lot of review to do, but that's okay because there's actually a lot to talk about. Hey, sorry, good to see you. No more, and you got banned. You got thrown out of the NBIS party. That's tough. Should get bigger gradually until I fill the screen. See if anyone notices. Just keep on inching up. Yep, I'm not gonna. There was a really obvious joke there. Didn't do it. You'd be proud of me. So the last couple of weeks were very low percent, and the 8-week average has taken a big hit between selling deck. That was the negative week. Finally got out of that. Feel very good about that decision. Really wish I cut that, I don't know, 6 months ago, but here we are. And I didn't actually do, I wasn't planning on selling anything this week. And so like this number was in my head on Monday going to be literally $150 from a small low delta Reddit expiration. But then, then things changed. And we had a big kick up a few times this week that allowed for a little bit of shimmying and move making that turned out pretty well. So we will talk about that. Regardless, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I look forward to seeing a cup on my earnings by week ending chart, hopefully. Same here. Go back to the old trend where they were big numbers all the time. But we will look at what did go on this week, which included a swing trade. I need to turn the music down. Actually, hold on a second. It's too loud for me. Okay, there we go. I wonder if that turned it down. I turned it down for you guys too, because I don't actually like this song. So, Alex, you're gonna get banned. Don't say that. Can I review Bull? Yeah, buddy. We will talk Bull for sure. So first thing was I ended up making a little swing trade with RDTL, and as always, I was early, so it goes. And this is just like an experimental swing trade account that I'm doing in a Roth IRA, so I don't have to worry about wash sales or any of that crap. And it was just buy low, sell high, repeatedly. In fact, I thought about rebuying here today. Would have been at about the same price of 42, which is funny because that's what I sold at. And I said, nope, we're going to have a little more patience than that. And we actually had, if we look at RDTL, we had a big swing through the day. We are, by the way, maybe making a pennant, bull pennant or bull flag, we'll see. But we were as low as 42 and as high as 46. Unfortunately, well, no. It was, yeah, you could have got it at 42 in the morning and sold at 46 today for a pretty decent swing trade. But I decided that, you know what, short day. I didn't want to get stuck feeling like I was holding a bag over the weekend, which isn't really a bag anyway because I'm bullish on Reddit. But you get the idea of decided that I wasn't going to try to force anything. Now, I will tell you that this account is not level 2 options. It's only level 1. Which is a problem because I had sold the RDTL here and wanted to buy Robin. Well, I'll show you where I wanted to buy Robin. I wanted to buy Robin that same day here at 60, which would have been easy if the cash had settled, which it didn't. And that was very unfortunate because that would have worked out oh so well. Unfortunately, I went to go upgrade the option level to level 2, and when I went and did that, it was a broken link, and it said this page does not work. So I tried a few times, and then I tried talking to support, which by the way is an AI chatbot, which doesn't help at all because it took me to the same broken link, and I never got it. So that was weeks ago, and then I gave up on it. And I was like, whatever, it'll be fine. Well, it was indeed not fine because this would have been about, it was only 5,000. So it would have been, whatever, like 80 shares and then like $15 gain on 80 shares. So still, it would have been another $1,000 or so, which would have been nice. And I'm not that salty about it. But I did want to point it out because that was a really nice transition from Reddit, RDTL, that I was going to parlay into Hood via Robin. And we just couldn't do it, unfortunately for me. But I have a lot of thoughts on Reddit and others that I want to talk about tonight, which we'll get to in a little bit, because for now, I'm just going to hit some of the other things because they're all Reddit. Almost everything this week is Reddit. Then after that, I had just bought back on Monday when Reddit was tanking a real easy near expiration 240C. Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Yeah. So at one point during the day when we opened, I was able to close this out first thing and paid 9 cents on very cheap cover calls for 240C because they were very low delta and they were a week or two out. So yeah, very tiny taxable stuff that I wasn't really interested in risking too much there. And then I resold on the big spike day $2 240Cs, which was great. And then also $3.50 230Cs. So a little bit of a stagger, some laddering going on. And today I bought them back both in the morning because in the morning we had a very big drop. Am I still at? No, I'm on Reddit. Good. In the morning we had a very big drop to the 50 SMA, which is interesting. And I'm like, well, I don't think we're going to drop below the 50 and the 100 and the 8. Like, it didn't seem likely we were dropping all the way back to sub 200 today. We could on Monday. I don't know. But it told me that, well, I read into it as, let's buy them back now. It's only been a day since I sold those in business terms, business days, trading days. So I did. And I bought them back for 75% profit on the 240C. And 60% profit on the 230C. And then you can see how we ended the day. We ended at 216, where I debated and almost did sell some more for next week. But the same exact strikes, by the way. So this got as close as being able to sell for, I think 330 is where we had the highest spike. So I couldn't sell for exactly the same, which I wanted to, and that's why I didn't. And then same here on the 207, the highest that we saw was like $1.20, maybe $1.30. So it wasn't quite as high as I wanted to see based on yesterday's pricing. And Theta shouldn't have made that big of a difference. So it was probably some like IV contraction or whatever other Vega, whatever else Greeks could affect it besides Theta. Theta a little bit, obviously. In fact, this one was probably pretty close with Theta. And I could have resold that for 350, well, 330, and I would have been happy with that, I think, if that did go through. But Reddit alone made up for 3,000 of the like 3,200. And then the only other thing that I did was I sold NBIZ CCs Wednesday. So trading day yesterday. And today I was able to close for 45%. So real easy profit to take. I think NBIZ is going to be fine. And in fact, it was fine even today. We finished in the green, which is good. We're showing some real strong support here. This line is just the top of the gap that we had from the initial run-up after the whole Microsoft deal came out. And I feel real confident playing above this, anywhere above this. And I was willing to play up here when we were up in this range. So obviously we're in the bottom of the channel. We've got a lot of rough news coming out recently with NVIDIA and Microsoft and Meta and Google using Google and other chips and stuff like that. But the cheap TPU chips, whatever they are, I don't really know. I didn't look into it that much. But at the end of the day, they have guaranteed revenue. They have guaranteed demand and growth. And in fact, this is Microsoft that is working with NBIS. So like maybe they're slightly decoupled from what we were seeing with NVIDIA, who had a red day, as did CoreWeave, because CoreWeave is very much connected at the hip with NVIDIA. Oh, look at that cup and handle. It's going to happen, hopefully. So yeah, anyway, I'm not too concerned about any of this. NVIDIA is fine to bleed off a little bit at these record levels. We are below the 100 SMA, so we might test all the way down. We did test a fib this week at 170, 169.84, whatever. And maybe we'll end up testing this 200 eventually. I don't know. I'm curious what the weekly looks like. Let's take a look. We didn't even test the 34 EMA. So yeah, I mean, I think we're fine. This is still all bullish. Yeah, the 8 EMA is curved down on the weekly, but that's not like super indicative of anything. But okay, do NBIS. Well, I'm talking NBIS right now, Remo. Hi, Ein. Good to see you too. Reddit Premium is great. Made money repeatedly on just Yell, man, for sure. Getting called away this weekend. What'd you have? 10? Did you have 210 or 205? I know a lot of people went for the 210. Bob went for 210, which is max profit. And honestly, you would have been pretty close to break even on that anyway. So not a bad place to be. And the fact is, you'll probably be able to get back into Reddit at a good price on Monday. Don't mind my basketballs. I can explain the balls, I swear, and why they're all over the place. The balls are because somebody asked on... Who asked? Oh, somebody asked why I sold the 230C, and they seemed really concerned for me that it was going to get called away this week at 230, mostly because this rocket of a candle here, which the bark and bite is making that yellow. Yeah, let me turn that off for now. Big buy candle, by the way. They asked, why did I pick 230? I sold it at about 215, so not at the peak, but pretty close to it. And then we pulled back the next day. And my reasoning was, this line has been an area of both support and resistance for multiple months. And everywhere we've got a ball, a basketball, I think it's a basketball, maybe it's a soccer ball. I don't know. Depends how you use it, right? We bounced off it here when we were making some candles for the handle candles. And then we bounced off it again over here when we were making lower highs and lower lows, unfortunately. Lower low, lower high, lower low. And then once we were in this new range before earnings, post earnings, which by the way was amazing, we bounced off it. We tested it as a resistance line going up. And it didn't line up. This line didn't really line up with EMAs at the time. So it just stood out to me as like, I don't know why, psychological resistance and support level. And I thought, well, you know what? There's a chance that we hit it again. But if we do, for one, I'm not sure we'll do by Friday, which we didn't. And that's not to say I know anything like that, because you don't, and I don't. But it seemed like a good spot potentially to bounce off. And we didn't test it at all. And I still think we might test it next week. Now you can see I've already got some lines on here because I'm wondering if this is going to end up being a bull flag, right? It could be something like this. Whoops, I don't want to add text. It could be something like this, or it could be something like this. Either is potential, and either is bullish, and both show in just a couple of days some consolidating volume. Of course, this is a half day, so in my mind, I double this, just double the candle size, right? Although Wednesday was a half day too, right? 212.50. Hey, that's great. That's money, man. You made money. Max profit right there. I like it. I bet you can sell a 210C or a P, 210P next week and make good premium and maybe even get the shares again. lowering your overall cost basis, technically, sort of. Let's look. So if we look at December 5th coming up, what do we got? We have, I always got to check out a bid ask is right there. Perfect. 210, 350 and 480. All right, so maybe you get 420, 69. And if you did, times two, you're walking away with $900. That's pretty good for a couple of contracts on 210. That would probably be something I would be looking at if I wasn't in the shares still. Instead, I'm probably still targeting the 230, which is a lower delta. Which one is delta here? Bid, ask, price, delta. Bid, ask, price, delta. Bid, ask, price, delta. The 2.6 delta, 2.6 to 3.0, but I don't like 3.0 here. The 30 delta is a weird number with very low open interest. And really, the 225 has a lot of interest right now, but I think that'll change come Monday, and 230 will be showing a little bit better. Oddly enough, the 232.5 has more interest than 230. That is odd. And the 210 has not that much interest either, surprisingly. But again, I think it's probably, oh, okay, people are looking out further. 190? You're out of your minds. I don't think that's going to happen. It could. I don't think it's going to, though. So this takes us to topic number one that I was excited to talk to. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten Bull or NBIZ. We'll probably hit that a little bit more. But topic number one that I wanted to hit is the retail edge. Stick with me. So why do you buy anything? Or where do we find our edge as a retail trader? What's our alpha, as they say? Or theta for us theta daddies. No, it's still alpha. We still care about alpha. Well, for me, I have something with Reddit that stands out as a, this is where I buy. And the one that stuck out to me most recently was the drop over here. I believe it was one of these drops, okay? Yeah, because it was before earnings. It had to be this drop over here. This was based off of somebody reporting that ChatGPT usage of Reddit went down to 8% of their total citations were from Reddit, where prior it had been like, I don't know, 30% or 20%, it doesn't matter. So it drops. And when that happens, I get excited because I go, oh, the market is stupid. They don't know what that means. It doesn't actually mean anything right now. And the reason why I believe that is because that's not how Reddit makes money today. In fact, they are struggling to get paid better for data access and control it. Now, that's a problem for Reddit, but to me, this is long-term growth opportunity for them, which will ultimately contribute to my target price of, did I delete it? Where is it? Oh, there it is, 500, right? When we get up there, it's because we need to move this to the right, by the way, over there. Because at that point, that means that they've figured out how to secure their data, have good contracts on the value, have really figured out the value of their data, which I think is high, and charge for it. But right now they don't. Right now, all their money is coming from sales growth, from advertising, and global increase, also due to sales growth for advertising. So those two things are really what drive the price right now, with the idea of these potential data leasing, data renting, whatever options that they can do in the future, but don't actually work right now. In fact, they've said how much their contracts are, and it was like $10 million for ChatGPT or whoever, AI, to have, OpenAI, to have access to their data, right? I'm probably getting some of those numbers wrong. It doesn't matter. It's like in that range. It wasn't a ton of money. Even if it was $100 million, they'd be like, yeah, that's not enough money. So when the change like this happens, I go, well, this wasn't priced in to begin with. And I've got another example on this we'll show in a minute. But for Reddit, I feel very strongly that everything that is priced in right now is really driven, because this is the story that we hear from analysts. They talk about how it's all based on Is the revenue there for potential ad growth? And why they care about one metric that has driven the stock more than anything else, DAU, daily active users. Because of that, this is bullshit. Right? It doesn't matter at all if ChatGPT is all of a sudden citing them less. That's not what we're trading off of. So when I see this as the driver for it to drop, I go, well, perfect time for me to buy. Because number one, who cares? And number two, they still have so much opportunity and time to figure out that problem. And I'm convinced they will. We just haven't gotten there yet. And it's because it's new space, right? It's a new problem. Well, think about this. If this doesn't matter, and oh, by the way, we found out this week, which is part of the spike up, that the citations have gone back to 22%. Well, why didn't we go back to where we were, right? Like, the numbers don't really add up, but that tells me that we're at an opportunity to slide on in as retail when we're hanging out here, especially when we're at 170 and we're hanging out right above the 200 moving average. Now, the only thing that was scary about that at all was I thought we were going to fill the gap. We were in the gap. We filled a portion of the gap. Maybe the weekly doesn't show it, so maybe it's less of an issue on the weekly. Yeah, you don't see it on the weekly, but on the daily it's there, right? So that was surprising to me. But otherwise, when I see this drop off a stock that I know where the news doesn't line up with what they trade off of, that is retail's opportunity to make a move. Now, I got one more example there, and the example is with Lilly, which this happened here. I'm sure all you Discorders know what I'm talking about, because we all made quite a few bucks off it. We could have made a lot more if we bought Leaps instead of the 2X. But hey, 50%. I feel pretty good about that. You're welcome. The alternative would have been 1,000% if we held Leaps, but okay, I digress. So what happened here? This is another case where the market reacted on news. Clearly news came out, market tanked the stock, and we slid in as retail because we knew it was bullshit. Again, this time, Lilly was dropping, which, by the way, we've been in Lilly and out of Lilly trading in this channel of 700 to 800 repeatedly. Actually, this is 900. 700 to 800 is where I was trading, as just like swing trading for the most part and selling options. I got a little nervous at 900, so I wouldn't hold on that long. I got out long before that, which you can see wasn't holding up anyway. It was a resistance point for sure, and a historical all-time high was at 960, right? So yeah, there wasn't enough happening and enough catalysts. Although there was a lot of stuff in the works, it still made me nervous. Anyway, we had this drop based off of news that their oral pill, weight loss pill, Algriflagen, I don't remember the name of it. Does it say it here? I wish it said it here somewhere. I talked to somebody who worked there, and it just rolls off the tongue when they say it. There's no way I can do it. Like Orgalefapan, I don't know, whatever. You get it. It came out that only had, instead of the normal, what was like 28% weight loss for people who were taking the injectables, well, the pill, on average, people were only seeing 8%. Oh no, we better drop the stock 20% or whatever ridiculous number we did. We went from 760 to 620. That's a lot. 15% maybe. I don't know. No, I think it was about 20%. Anyway, that was overblown because two things. One, the weight loss drug is not what this company has been built on, right? Like the company is built on a portfolio of drugs, and the weight loss is just one component. Now, as of recently, it has gotten a lot of positive press and movement, and it's done well. So for one, it's kind of odd that we stagnated here, but two, it became even odder to me that we dropped off of bad news. But like, think this one through for just 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Would you rather, my kids ask me this all the time, would you rather eat dirt or like drink mud? And I'm like, this is the worst would you rather ever. Why are you asking me these questions? But with weight loss, would you rather stick yourself with a needle, which by the way is like a major phobia for people, or take a pill? Okay, well, what if I told you the pill's it's still effective, but it's not as effective? I'm pretty sure most people would be like, look, dude, I take pills all the time. I have blood. I don't. I don't take pills ever. I take cold pills sometimes. But pills are easier to take than going and getting an injection, which, by the way, a lot of people actually go to clinics. I have a buddy who owns a clinic, and they stab people all day. That's what they do. They just stab you with GLP-1 drugs. And these people come in, they get their stabbing, and they leave, and they get skinny. They come back prettier, slightly skinnier. They get stabbed again, and they leave. Well, what if you didn't have to do that? What if you just had to take a pill? And instead of it happening over the course of 6 months, maybe it took a year. I don't know. That seems fine. I think that's probably a good trade-off. And unsurprisingly to me, and I think everybody in the Discord, we shot up. And so the other thing that I love about this chart was we made this trend line at the beginning, right? Like this trend line is based off of, originally it was based off of this point to the high point. That was it. We made it here. And we have like returned to this trend line repeatedly. We're even reverting to it right now, which is incredible. But what a run up, man. So yeah, anyway, we bought LilyX at 10. By the way, LilyX right now, 25, 26. Gah. In fact, it was at like 28 or something ridiculous here. What did we hit? Yeah, 28. Oh my goodness, 180%. That would have been nice. Why did you guys make me sell? Huh? Why didn't you guys make me buy Leaps? We could have all retired. I am kind of retired, but we could have retired even more. We could have retired harder, which would have been nice. So that was my story of 2 stories now of the retail edge, which maybe I'll write this out one day. But I really do believe that this is our opportunity as retail, is to not be scared when the market gets scared. And if you remember, well, you probably don't, because I'm sure half of you have not watched my videos, but I have videos on the channel too, not just live streams. There was in one of the videos, so now you got to watch every video to find this one line of emotion moves faster than data. And it happens every time, where in order to feel like you're not losing more than the other person, what do? It's a race to the bottom. It's a race to find the bottom. What's crazy about this is normally you have a wild drop like this, and it takes more than 2 days to turn. It did not take, it took 3 days here to go from 2 mega drops to green. And even though the next day wasn't green, we finished above the prior day, and then above, all the way up till we found this line here, which was prior support. And then what happened? We bounced, we went up the trend line because that's what we do. We bounced off this blue line, which by the way is just like a random line. I don't even remember why I drew this. This was prior. This had nothing to do with all of this. This was just a prior line that I was selling at 770 and above. And we bounced off it. I could put a basketball here if I wanted. And then we bounced off the support line again at 700, 710, whatever, and took off again. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Holy cow. That's our edge as retail. That's where we've got to have our hypothesis, our data, and when we see emotion take over, we go. All right, let me catch up a little bit. Injections don't bother salt. That's because, dude, you're surrounded by venomous snakes that poke you all the time. Snakes. Venomous snakes. What did I say? Showcase. Should troll and buy Leaps when you buy? Yeah, probably. You would get rich, I'm pretty sure, because I've only ever sold 2Xs for profit. T. Stewart, do you think it'll retreat back to the trend line? Lily, I do, actually. I think Lily is going to probably bounce here or around this area after this wild, wild run up. We're beyond all-time highs. We're kind of extended, even on, especially in the weekly. If you look how far above we are the 80 EMA on the weekly. It's not common for multiple weeks to stay above the 8 EMA like that. Eventually, we're going to test it. And you can see here, like prior run-up examples on the weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. That's a month, right? Same deal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, couple months. So what are we right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 weeks. Yeah, I think we will be testing in probably the next couple of weeks, most likely, based on history. Again, you got to remember, stocks don't only go up and stocks don't only go down, but it feels like they do when you're in it. Snek, dude, those snacks are killer, especially in Australia. Hey, was that picture of you holding the snake? Or were you like, did you just Google that and find somebody holding a picture of snake and be like, hey guys, look, found this in the yard? I assume it was you. In my mind, even though I know what you look like, in my mind, you're Crocodile Dundee, just so you know. You got a big knife. Okay, so somebody asked a little while ago, Harry Divi, can I review Bull? Yes, I want to look at Bull, actually. Because Bull was breaking my heart. I wonder if Bull might cup, like long cup again. We have a cup shape here, but it's not cup shape here. I don't like it. Real snake you almost stood on. Oh, wow. Terrifying. I found a baby snake in the street a month ago before it got really cold. I saved its life. It couldn't get up the curb, so I flicked it up with a stick. It survived, maybe. Unfortunately, a day later, I saw another baby snake in the road, but this one was a pancake snake. Somebody ran it over already. I couldn't save it. It was too late. I tried blowing it up from the tail. Apparently, that only works in cartoons. Why are we unnecessarily in love with Bull? I will show you. Because of this. What does Hood have to do with Bull? Nothing. But the IPO pattern is too close, too familiar for me to ignore. The mega drop, which by the way, it dropped to $7. Oh, look at that. $6.85. Hey, what did Bull drop to? Also, we were at what, 63? We peaked at 84. I'm just curious, what did Bull do? Conspiracy theory, engage. Where's the chart? What happened? What did I do? What is happening here? Oh, I hit. Oh, it's just not loading. Am I dropping frames? I had to scroll to the right. What? Oh my God. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Bull. Look at this. 80. What did we say on Hood? What did we say? 84. Well, that's awfully close. Okay. And then what happened? Why does this do this to me? Stop it, Bull. Oh, and then it dropped to what? It dropped to 773? What? Why is this so coincidental? Why does it look like it's making a very similar chart? Also not even 1 year in business. Yay! Let's go back to Hood. Again, why can you not remember how I left you? Why do you need to change every time? Look at that. 729. So we went from 80 to 7. And we did a mega cup and handle, which there's a God arrow here. I just have to unhide it. Where is it? Boom! There it is. You see the God arrow. Yeah. I feel like there's odd similarities going on here. And I think Bull is fine. If you look at the earnings, it was good. They crushed it. I don't know. Again, I don't know why I have to re-zoom in every time. There's probably a way to save this, and I'm just not doing it right. But they crushed earnings. They crushed earnings, both reported EPS and revenue. Where are we? This is valuation. Here is profitability, revenue way up, and profitable. Net income, good. Year over year, real good. So I feel real good about the stock, which, by the way, was trading higher when we had shittier news and worse information. So I look at Bull and every single estimate. Oh, we can look at that too, right? We got analyst rating. Can we look at analysts? Does it have it here? Price target 16. Literally every price target is above where we are. And 3 strong buys. Now, okay, this is true. I usually make fun of analysts, especially the ones that have funny faces. But I agree. Like, the numbers don't seem to lie. And to me, this is a war of attrition and the market trying to prove once again that they can stay irrational longer than we can stay solvent. But I have nowhere to go. Except up with Bull, because Bull's going to be $18 by March, most likely. Should I bet a habanero on it again? Maybe I should bet another habanero. Let's do it. Let's put a pepper on it. Okay, what did I say? I said 11, right? It's going to be 11 by March. Where's March? Yes, it said 11. Perfect. All right. Coordinates. 11. 6 high noons. I said 18. No, you're all wrong. I don't believe it. Okay. We'll split the difference. That seems fair to me. Seem fair to you? How about 15? Wow. Okay. Well, guess what? We just found how to engage people. Oh, speaking of which, okay. I will put 18 if you all who just typed 18 click the like button. That's engagement. That's how we game the system. If you do that, I will change it to 18 and we will bet a habanero pepper on it. And I'll eat the whole thing this time if I'm wrong. Well, which, by the way, I wasn't wrong last time, if everyone remembers. I ate it too. Can't hit it twice. Oh, hell yeah, you can. It won't do anything, but you can still pretend. I think that means something. Awesome. Okay. Okay, habanero price target. And what is, and we said March. And it's going to get scary here at one point. Okay, there we go. Where's March? Now, March, end of the month, by the way. End of the month, okay? And this says March. How many days are in March? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. There's 30. 31. So we can move this out one day. There we go. Do we have a pepper emoji? Pepper. No, Pepe. That was unintended and comical. Oh, that's right. You can't search for emojis here. Obnoxious. Okay, we have a mushroom. I will not eat a raw mushroom. That's for sure. Is there not a pepper? Oh, here we go. There you go. Boom. That's a chili pepper, but it's the best we got. Remember how I made fun of you for drinking a wine bottle when no one asked? Everybody asked. What are you talking about? Can't undo? Oh, you can undo. Okay. Didn't Hood stay in the lower range for 2 years? DT, why you gotta be bringing your facts and stuff? Like, this doesn't seem relevant. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, so we have to draw a trend line if this is ever gonna happen and save me. And it's gonna go from here to there, because that's all we got. Because we only have a few data points right now. But honestly, the last couple days were fantastic, don't you think? I mean, okay, let's move this up slightly to here, because I don't want to go to the bottom of the wick. Perfect, and that goes pretty much right through the day. That looks steep if you zoom it wrong. There we go. My kids are screaming again. Hopefully you can't hear that. Yeah, this is terrifying for me. Now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty steep, but I think we can get there. Okay. All right. It is done. It was a good week. I agree. We will whisper it going forward. So yeah, I think Bull is fine. I think Bull has a long way up to go. This is completely unfounded, and it happens sometimes. It wasn't even high volume selling, and everything went down this week, so it's unfortunate, but it's also not like super surprising because the volume on Bull is just it's not mega high. I mean that's actually higher than I thought. 20 million, 18, 20, 20, 20, 15, 10. That's actually okay. It's actually a little higher than I thought. But let's compare to Hood. What does Hood have? Volume. 12, 22, 30, 40, 40, 25, 28, 40. Definitely a little bit higher. Not surprising on that either. I want to hide this arrow. I like the arrow. I like to have it, but we don't need it because it gets in the way. It's so big. That's what she said. So here we go. We've got good hopium with Hood action. Hopefully it's not the 2-year shebang that DT pointed out, because that would be unfortunate. I think it'll be quicker though. I have a feeling. Meta was a good one also this week, by the way. This was a case of me catching a falling knife, and we got Met U at like 30, which is fine. It was fine, and we're up on it now, but maybe should have seen a couple of candles at the same level ish. And we always like to the problem with catching a falling knife is not that you did it. I mean it is, but like the problem is we have this idea that when we do it, it's gonna V-shape recover. But look at most things that drop, and they very rarely do anything but arc back up. It's a momentum thing. That's why this indicator is actually really good. It tends to be very rounded in how it changes. But definitely, I think we've turned the corner. At least on the daily, we've curved up on the 8 EMA and on the 21. It has most definitely started to curl up. The 34 has flattened. I don't think I can call that curling up yet. But I think we're definitely headed in the right direction. Now, I do think we're going to cross the 200 with the 50 SMA, so whatever. But man, when this thing golden crosses again somewhere over here, we are going to be in God territory for sure. It's going to be, I think it's going to be like Lily. Because again, if you remember why this dropped, it was kind of bad earnings, but the earnings were driven by investments. But how are investments ever bad? Again, overreaction, and again, retail edge opportunity to jump in. Now, this is a case where it dropped and kept dropping for quite a while. That kind of hurt a little bit. But again, how often? I don't think anyone thought we were going to see 600 again on Meta once we were up in the 700 plus range. So this is great. This is a great buying opportunity. I'm glad it came to be. All right. Somebody wanted to see NBIS. What do I think of NBIS? NBIS is Nebius. And again, we talked about this one a little bit. I don't think we're going to fill this gap, by the way. I really don't. I'm going to change. I don't like that orange. We can change the yellow. I think that gap is going to hold for quite some time until there is earth-shattering bad news catalyst for Nebius, which could happen. Knock on wood. But barring that, I think we recover again, and we probably for a while hang out in this range here, which is unsurprisingly the top of the fibs. So are we going to keep this trend? I think there's a good possibility. Something like this seems likely. So we're talking by January, we're back at all-time highs, if not sooner. Now, don't assume my trend lines are perfect. They've been good a few times. Don't get me wrong. I can show you another one, but, and I will, because that's what I do. But they're just kind of like what I'd like to see. What's funny is I made one for Ons the other day, and it is surprisingly good. I haven't redrawn this. Again, for some reason, it's the ugly color. Let's fix this. But I drew it based off of this and the two reds. I think just the two reds. And I remember looking at it after these mega candles going like, oh, I guess maybe I might have to redraw this line. And then today I was like, nope, that line's staying. Why is it acting like this? I don't know. But it is very interesting that we are, again, kind of hanging on these trend lines. They're so commonly accurate, which throws me off a little bit when I look at it. I'm like, why is it so exact? I don't know where we ended up pre-market or post-market on ONS. Doesn't show the final for the day, but yeah, that was kind of surprising. All right, next up. Oh, I was going to show one other trend line. GT, which, by the way, crushing it. Who has the leaps with me? I know a few of you do. I got them here. I wish I waited to here. Oh, I'm going to choke. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm okay. I'm not dying. Just choking on high noon. Yeah, another example of a little patience might have gone along a little further. Would have gone a little further for sure, but leaps you got forever, so whatever. I didn't care that much. We dropped, and then we drew a trend line when we had bounced off of this support line, which was a support line from the distant past, and even more distant past. And then it became a resistance line for some reason before earnings, and it dropped back down. But then they had really good earnings, although really good is kind of, I don't know. It was okay. They were very close on revenue, 1.01% off on 4.65 billion. I guess that could be forgiven. And then way up on EPS. So the whole reason I got into these leaps is it tends to be cyclical. And when we have these big drops, we tend to have really big recoveries. And the thing is, we have, let's go to the month, not the weekly, the month. We have like 30, 40, 50 years of data here. So we can really look at like forever ago. And yeah, I mean, look at the forever chart here. And it's like this chart won't die. This company won't die. It may eventually. It probably will eventually. It's a rubber company. Goodyear Tire. Maybe it'll get bought. I don't know. But I felt pretty confident that I'm not thinking we'll get back to 34. But, you know, there's a good chance we get back to, I don't know, 12, 15, this range here. And my expiration is my secondary target, which I've talked about a few times, where, hey, fix that. We've got a top of gap target, initial target, which we're well on our way to. And oh, by the way, today we finished above the 100 SMA on the daily, so that's a good sign. I don't know about the weekly. What is the weekly doing? We bounced off the 34 EMA. Okay, but we're above the 21. And surely curling back up here on the EMAs at this point, which is nice to see. I think for sure the top of the gap leap is going to happen. We're actually in line. I don't really want to draw this because it's going to jinx things. But look at that. That is a resistance line right there that I didn't even think about. But a lot of momentum, right? So we've cupped, sort of. I'd have to draw that to see how that lines up with an actual cup. But I think this is just a midpoint that we got to break through. We might retest. Maybe we retest 80 EMA here, or maybe we find support at the 100. That would be amazing. And if we find support there, I think we keep going. I think it's likely that momentum continues, and hopefully before the next earnings. Ideally, I would like to get out before the next earnings, but again, I have until here. So no rush. No rush at all. If I got made fun of for drinking a bottle of wine, you'll have to get some for the glass of canned wine you're having. What's wrong with canned wine? My wife drinks that sometimes. Is that like box wine? I know people get made fun of. Is canned wine bad? Oh, DT's talking about box wine now. My bad. Better than boxed. Yep. Well, there you go. Something we can agree on. And yeah, so that was kind of it that I had to talk about. We had a great week overall. Really good turnaround on all these growth stocks. Look at how similar these charts are. Applied, Lightpath, completely different companies. ASPI is a disaster still. Maybe ASPI is next. I don't know. Take a look. GME. Hello, GME. We got earnings coming up next week. Allegedly, it says scheduled or tentative. But GME has got a real nice curve, and I'm back at cost basis here, if not above cost basis. And I see 30 in the future. Again, I think there's definitely a potential. Reddit, curving back up big time. Huge candles on Reddit. Archer's been curving back up a little bit slower. I forget why I drew this trend line, but hey, that'd be great. AIP, curving up. Also a mess, but curving up. In my mega cup here. HIM's curving up for sure. I love to see that because I got a lot of them. Coin making a return, which means BTC we should probably take a quick look at. Hanging over 90. This is huge, right? Pretty critical juncture, as I've heard from many. And on the weekly, we're staying above that 100 SMA. I like to see that. Is it a tweezer on the weekly? Not quite. Could be. Could be. It's not bull candle engulfing, so like not the ideal tweezer. And this is a long leg, so again, not ideal, but could be good. Could be good. We'll see where it goes. What else we got? GT we talked about. Meta we talked about. Look at all this stuff's curving up. We got the daily's better for the curve up. Joby for sure is curving up. Lunar's definitely curving up. This is a weird one though. Big bars all over the place for Lunar. We talked last week about getting in here, and I don't know. Part of me is like, I should have. Part of me is like, I don't know if I believe Lunar. Lunar almost feels like it's doing one of these. Where's the brush here? It's almost like curving down, which is a little scary. Let me redraw that. Like that, right? Like, are we losing momentum already? I don't know. I'm not going to touch it. AI, I know a lot of people have got AI leaps, so it'd be nice if this went like that. That would be great. I don't know if it will, but hopeful. Galaxy, another one that a lot of people are in, and I would love to see some movement here to the upside. A little disappointed with the red candle today. Would have been nice if this was just a backwards, completely green open to close. Didn't get there. And then even Amazon, some of the bigger companies, ASTS, not really doing it. How about Rocket Lab? Where is Rocket Lab? Right there. Rocket Lab is also kind of petered out and not doing a whole lot. That was one that I've been talking about doing some 40Ps on. Didn't get to them because I'm broke and I have no cash. But at some point, if we're hanging out here next week after I start unloading some things, I will most definitely be looking at that. Talked about Bull. Haven't looked at Tesla recently. Tesla's curving up. TTD I know is starting to, maybe not, hopefully, because I got leaps here that we still have forever on, but we are way down on them, man. Holy cow. RCAT, nobody cares about, but I'll glance at Walmart. Wow. Holy cow, Walmart's had a good one. This was not a bull flag. In fact, it was not. This was a bull fake flag that dumped. What else is interesting? NEM, NEM, for you gold lovers. I wonder who that might be in chat. I know there's one of you. NEM's looking pretty good. That's still bullish overall, for sure. And it looks like we're curving back above the 50 SMA with all the EMAs. Circle. Yeah, we can look at Circle. You bought MUU. Do you mean MU? Yeah, how your leaps doing, Showcase? You still have those, I'm sure, right? Circle, yeah, Circle's curving up too, man. It's the same thing across the board on these. Now, Circle is scary because it's just so limited on data and or information to go off of. But we bottomed out at like the ultimate bottom that it's ever had. So that feels good that somehow that's become a support level. If you ever kicked yourself for not getting in at the IPO price, well, guess what? What are you waiting for? This is your opportunity. 100 SMA has started to form. We're starting to see, more trend data come together. It is unfortunately still a completely bearish pattern reverse stack. And let me get rid of the fibs here for, it's not really useful to look at them anyway on this particular chart. But what I'm talking about is, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Ideally, you would have that red, orange, yellow, green, blue in reverse, right? So stacked exactly opposite from what we have here. Volumes picked up, though. That's kind of good. Earnings were obviously good. Surprise was good. And maybe that slowed the negative momentum. Why we didn't really pick off immediately off that, I don't know. I know we have some big bulls for Circle in the Discord. I don't look at this and get super concerned outside the fact that we just don't have data for far enough out on it. Oh, the leverage MU. Yeah, we can look at MU first because it's the same thing. So you got in on MUU and you like them for memory. How are they compared to, well, let's look at, we can compare a few here. We got MU. Let's do MU. And then, who are the other ones? SanDisk, SND, SDSK, SanDisk. Somebody, SNDK. There we go. We got Western Digital, WDC, and Toshiba, or should we do, who else should we consider? We'll look at UUU in a sec. Oh, you guys call it U4? That's probably smart. Are you euphoric about it? Another dad joke. You're welcome. Let's look at Toshiba, even though I don't think that's actually who we want. No, it's not. There's another big one, isn't there? Western Digital, SanDisk, Micron, and who's the other big one? Seagate. Thank you. That was it. Seagate is STX. Perfect. So, anyway, the reason I wanted to bring them all up here was just because look at the patterns. They're all the same. They're all the same. Amazing. Well, specifically in the last, couple weeks. General trend is very similar. We could probably do this for a bunch of healthcare companies, too, and see similar things. So, overall, though, as long as you're not in SanDisk, it looks great. They're definitely the least bullish of everything here. But I think MU is probably the most bullish looking chart along with Seagate. Well, I don't know. No, Western, they're all pretty good. SanDisk looking the worst, that's all. So yeah, if you're an MU, I don't see any reason why things don't continue here. There must be some news on it. Let's see. Micron gained in a shortened Black Friday trading session. Okay, that's non-info at all. AI sell-off. Good earnings. Join the S&P 500. Cool. Positive market trends from Dell and HP. Okay, so they're all trading off macroeconomic data. That's fine, or news, I should say. Yeah, it seems fine. I don't see a problem with it. Will it continue? I don't know, but it's not a bad space to be in right now with everything AI anyway. Yeah, we're gonna need it. I think that's clear. So, sounds good to me. Okay, for euphoric. How long am I seeing for UUU? To recover, I'm assuming, is the question you're asking. Does 4U or U4 have a 2X? This would be a crazy one to go 2X on. You have March calls. Let's see. March is here. So you would have, what is March? It's going to be the 20th. So we could just draw a line there to give us a feel for, what am I looking for? Line for March 20th. There we go. So over here, what's your calls for? Kingston, but they're private. Dude, I had Kingston memory many years ago. I also had Mushkin memory. I don't know if they still exist. When I was building my computers, well, I only ever built my computers, so yeah. But yeah, back when I built them a long time ago, that was like the top of the line memory, and I had Mushkin memory. What's the 4U calls you got? Applied, we can look at Applied in a second. Definitely going to follow on Rocket Lab. I think it's fair if you're into the rocket companies. Rocket Lab is definitely at a good historical price right now. Oh, Supermom, good to see you, dude. Just realized you were in here. Sorry. What are your calls, man? What's your calls? I'm assuming 20. I'm gonna guess 20. Rocket scientist co-signed Rocket Lab. What does that mean? Like a mortgage or a loan? I don't know what that means, Showcase. Well, whatever your calls are at, you have a lot of time. If we did a long cup, we're at 25 by March, potentially, just like really smoothed out. Oh, he likes it. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, but I heard he was a schmuck that made fun of us. I don't like him anymore. Hopefully he's not watching. I'm sorry. JK. Nobody said anything like that. Okay. That's cool. Well, if you're not going to answer me, sorry. I'm just going to assume. I don't know. I think you got time, but yeah, you might have to wait a little bit. Maybe we've already started the bottom and turned the tide here. It looks like we have a bit, but you know, daily and weekly RSI is fine. So there's nothing saying that we don't like stay on the escalator up or walk up the hill versus, you know, I'm not sure we're going to go at the same trend we were back up to 27. I think, you know, there's a good chance that it's less slow build up. So I guess it depends what your strike's at. It doesn't look terrible though. I mean, we don't know on UUUU. It's so nascent in its like spike up here. It could just as easily fall down to 8. I don't know. You know, like this is a big portion of this had to do with the energy constraints and concerns of getting material out of China, right, or wherever. I think that was it, right? Wasn't that the one with China? So there's risk. There's risk that it drops back to this support line. I don't want to scare you, but like for sure, that would just be testing the 200 on the daily, not even the weekly. The weekly is going to be even lower at 7. Not actually that much lower, but it's a little lower. The daily is 950. I know that's significantly lower. Okay, that's significantly lower. So we don't know. I'm not like, I don't feel super confident looking at it right now, but the momentum indicator's starting to look like we're making a turn. But you can see like the market doesn't know what to make out of it recently. This is very janky. Remember how we were talking about it being smooth? It is not smooth on these charts. This is like jagged. I don't know what's going on here. RSI is all over the place. Top, all over the place. Bottom, top, bottom. But the weekly or the 14 period, the 14 period is in the middle. So like it could keep going down for a bit if it was going to test this bottom band here, and that would probably be around the 200. I think you just got to give this one a little time. You have till March, so there's no reason to like panic. You can start panicking and running around in circles in January when, your theta is going to start kicking in that last month. Well, February, I guess, is more accurate. End of January, beginning of February. Then you might have to make some decisions, and by then maybe it's fine. Maybe it finds its way back to over here, right? Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting though, whatever happens there. Any others people want to look at? Did I miss anything? Oh, Applied. Sorry. Applied Digital, not Materials. Unless that's is that a different company? Maybe. Applied Materials. AMAT. I have heard of this one. I don't know anything about it personally. I'm not in it and never have been. Look at that though. That's kind of interesting. Hello, Cup. Let's do that on the weekly. It's not really a cup by volume, but we could still draw it because I haven't drawn a cup today at all. Let's do it. Top to top. Incredible. Today it completed a cup. And like the bottom's pretty spot on too, by the way. All right, handle coming. It should be a decent sized handle based on, yeah, I would think it'll be around that length based on the size of the cup. If I want ONS in is a popular chat, yeah, for sure. ONS is amazing. I have ONS, by the way. I have a CC on ONS at 10. I'm happy to sell it at 10. And I thought for sure this week we were going to get there based on this candle. And then we went back to this silly trend line I drew a week ago. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to peter out here a little bit or make our way back up. This, by the way, is the average advisor target arrow. Yeah, I don't know why. I forget why we drew that, but it's there. Yeah, this is for sure a good stock to own. They keep making acquisitions. They're like a baby Palantir in my mind, but for drones. They keep buying stuff. They keep diluting, keep buying. It's working. They're growing. I think, my only concern with ONS is all of that company acquisition is a huge drag on the core business typically, in that now if they treat it as like an equity holding company, then maybe not, where you don't really care if you're all in the same systems and blah blah blah. But man, that process sucks. If anyone, I'm sure a lot of you have been involved in that in some way, where we're transitioning to SAP or Oracle or whatever, just from the IT side, it is a disaster. You slow everything down. Everyone's got to get trained on it, and it's a mess. I haven't drawn a cup today. Oh man, YTP knows us so well already. UAMI is the same situation as UAMI. United States Army? What? Corporation? Antimony? I don't know what these people do at all. Is it a penny stock? Not quite. Not quite. Is you a penny stock? No, 3.5 billion. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to UAMI real quick. I mean, it's kind of, honestly, typically you say anything under like 500 million is a penny stock, or 300 million. I feel like anything under a billion is the new 300 million, like it feels like they're penny stock size wise. Definite small cap. And God, they suck at earnings, huh? Miss. What are you doing, guys? 100% miss. 100% miss. What is the stock you're telling me to look at? This is a disaster. They don't even report? What is happening here? I guess they do. I don't know. 19, sorry. Got it. That was, who were we talking about for that? Was it Euphoric? Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, because we drew the box here. 19? What a weird number. Why'd you pick 19? Yeah, I think 19's doable. You're not even, you're a couple fibs out. I mean, for sure, that's plausible. I think that's the best thing we can say right now is it's plausible. Hello, the humble rapper. How's Iron? Iron. We haven't looked at Iron today for sure. You just add one more U for the 5X? Really? That's kind of funny, actually. You. Invalid. Oh, no. All right. Well, whatever. Iron. Oh, Rocket. Let's look at Rocket real quick. Because that was first in chat. Sorry. We got to go to Rocket first. I gotta do Superman right here. Coming alive. What is Rocket also Rockets? It is, right? Rocket companies. Oh, finance. Dude, why do they not pick... Yeah, Rocket Money, right? That's right. Why do they not pick more relevant names? Come on now. They, wow, yeah, they had a great day. A great week, I should say. They had a Reddit bar on Tuesday. Not bad. They've kind of cupped, actually, a little bit. I could draw a cup there, too. Will they keep going is the question. Now, 20 could be a resistance line. It looks like it's banging its head against it right now. I would think more likely the fib is, the 618 fib, 2065. Or I suppose 2063, whatever. So maybe that's a area that we got to break through. And then obviously up here, these actually it's probably lower. It's probably like that top of the candle. Maybe a tough area of resistance to break through for him. Historical, that is all-time high. So, oh no, it's not. They had IPO spikes. We're gonna ignore those though, because that's not enough data existed. This is kind of like a cup and handle. Look at that. Not quite. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't. It looks bullish. I don't really see anything wrong with it. I bet the weekly chart looks better. Yeah. In fact, they're still perfectly stacked here on the weekly. The weekly fib is pretty close in alignment to where we've peaked in recent past. Yeah, I don't know. It looks pretty good. I think it's if you like the company, ain't nothing wrong with it. The only thing is you are approaching all-time highs, right? So just be wary. You've got to believe in the growth plan for them long term if you're going to keep playing there, I'd say. Rocket Mortgage, that's right. All right, let's go to Iron. Iron. Look at that chart. Very exciting. All right. This music's good. I like it. So yeah, I almost got it at 62. Thankfully did not. I think it was here. Thursday, Friday. How did I not get assigned? Oh, they were 60? Oh no, it was 62. We closed at, yeah, we closed just above 62. That's right. It was, well, 62.23 is this fib, so close enough. So yeah, and then the bottom dropped out, and we went right to the 100 SMA. Thankfully, we've not had to deal with that any further, but it would have hurt like everything else that went down. You know, I think you're looking at the same thing you're probably looking at with NBIS here. It's going to be pretty similar, honestly. Maybe we do the 2 window for this one. Let's look at NBIS and Iron next to each other. And we could also compare it with like CoreWeave. I mean, this is look at this. This is a very similar chart. Have you looked at that? This is pretty wild. And even the SMAs are pretty close. A little more history on NBIS maybe. Well, no, that's not true. Definitely not. They're just a little different. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I feel as good about this looking at it as I do about NBIS. And NBIS I feel better about because of the support line that I always talk about here from the Microsoft deal, where I think for sure we will see this as support in the future. I don't know if that's true for Iron. I think you're more likely going to find support on the SMAs here. And where is the 200 SMA? Why is it not showing? Did I hide it? I guess I hid it accidentally. Yeah, so like those are definitely your support levels for Iron, but nothing too scary. I think it's fine if you're a fan of it, if you believe in it. I personally am sticking with Showcase on this one. I'm a fan of NBiz, and there's a lot of good. I saw the DD that you posted the other day, by the way, if you're still awake. Oh, you're going to bed. You're going to bed. Oh, that's weird. Well, I can't say that one out loud. For those newer to TradingView, did you sign up for the premium level? Well, I can't answer that, I suppose. I like premium. Do we want to look? We can look at that, by the way. Can I look at that? I guess I can look at that. My profile, is that going to like dox me? Maybe I should bring that up in a different window, just in case. TradingView plans. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Let's see if I can. Black Friday, 80% off. Here we go. Which we have a link in the description for our affiliate link. So the big thing about, which plan should I go for? Pricing page, that's what we want. The big thing about premium that I like is, let's see, we can do 8 charts per tab. So that's kind of nice. There's a button to do 16. I don't know why you would ever do this. You might have to be a psychopath. The 25 indicators per chart is very nice. So 5 per chart, let's, as an example, if you're wondering, you know, my regular view, and you could do this in different ways for sure. Like you can have, there are people who have figured out how to like stack indicators and stuff like that. But as an example, if I have everything on, like it gets a little busy, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 right now. Volume counts as an indicator, by the way. So like just at the basic level, I need plus. But I do like having the capability to go more and add stuff. Actually, I need premium. I'm sorry. I thought plus gave you more than 10. And essential was 10. Yeah, so I need premium just on the indicators I currently use. That's kind of nice. Historical bars, I don't really understand. I don't know. I have to look into that. Chart connections. I guess that matters to some people. I do use price alerts. I don't have 400. I'd probably get away with plus on that. Technical alerts, I don't have 400 of those. I'd probably get away with plus on that as well. 2 watch list alerts. Okay, so this is a big one. I do like the watch list alert. I use that for my watch list. And here's an example of, let me turn some of these back off. I do use that for the whole watch list, specifically golden crosses. I like having the golden cross. That's kind of nice to show, to be able to look across your entire watch list. Now I currently only have 1, but I do expect I'll have a second one. I had to not too long ago. I forget what the other one was, but those are really nice. The ads, I didn't even notice them before, so whatever. Volume, blah blah blah, custom time frames. I don't think I use this. Custom range bars, I don't think I use this. Multiple watch lists, they all have that. I have it. I don't use it. I know people who do. They like it. Bar replay, indicators on indicators, that's kind of cool, but everybody can do that. Chart data export, haven't done this yet. I have not used this at all. I couldn't even tell you what this is. I guess I'll have to look into it. Charts based on custom formulas. Yeah, I've dabbled, but typically I don't use that too much. Multi-condition alerts, also dabbled with. Don't know what this is. Volume footprint, I've looked at. I've not really used it. Volume candles, I've looked at. I don't really use it. They're weird. They, you know, like they get fat and skinny. I can show you what that looks like. Let's see. Volume candles. Like, I don't know. I don't like the disjointed scaling of them, but you know, some people are obviously into that. I like regular candles personally. And then alerts that don't expire. It's a quality of life thing, so it's kind of nice. Publishing invite-only scripts. Bob Dog just did this, by the way. He did this with the Bark and Bite, so that's kind of cool. And I have used second-based intervals, which are silly, but it is nice to be able to stream that for people who are watching on occasion. So for me, premium makes the most sense. Honestly, I think for most people, it's plus is probably fine, but premium just like feels like you don't have to worry about anything ever. I can't imagine needing ultimate for anything. I mean, I could see if there was anything that I would want, it would be the watch list alerts, but I only have one active right now, so like whatever. That's it. So you can see that's my current plan personally. And that's my review of TradingView plans. I don't know if that was helpful or not. I lost chat because I was clicking on stuff. The price between Plus and Premium was $1 deal. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Then you should definitely do it. What else we got? Wouldn't go Plus because of the dollar difference. Essential versus Premium for more beginner levels. Yeah, it's purely. I would go with Premium, honestly. I think it's going to be if you're going to do this for a year minimally and you see yourself doing this long term, get the tool that does all the stuff. That's what I would say. A Christmas gift to yourself. I like it. Awesome. Well, guess what? That takes us to the end of everything that I had to talk about today. And we even got to plug a random ad for our TradingView affiliate link that was completely unplanned. Oh, by the way, the volume candles totally broke my cup. Oh, it's fixed now. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. As always, I enjoyed spending time with you tonight. Thanks for coming out and saying hello and hitting the like button. I know you guys love when I harass you for that. I don't know if it actually helps at all, but I hear that's what people always ask for. I'm like, I should probably do that too, I guess. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you. Showcase, get some sleep. Hopefully you get like 8 hours sleep, because I don't know, that's what I need. I don't know how you would function without it. And I will see everybody. Well, it's tomorrow, Saturday, so I'll be around. You can find me in the Discord if you need something. Until then, have a good night. We'll see you, if not on the weekend, on Monday. We'll do it all over again. For those of you who do watch my videos, I'll probably do some new videos this week. I got a couple of ideas on that. And yeah, look forward to that. Have a good night. See ya.